Children, good morning everyone. Okay, how are you all doing? Yeah, okay. In previous sessions, we have already covered the concepts of, what are the concepts we have covered? Electric current, right? Electric current and electric potential, electric potential and potential difference. Yes guys, potential difference, and even as well as Ohm's law also. Yeah, as well as Ohm's law also. These four concepts we have covered in our previous classes, right? So today I am going to start the new concept, that is about a resistance of a system of resistors. Resistance of a system of resistors. Okay, how they are connected, how they work, what their work in the circuit diagram. Okay, what are the construction of the circuit diagrams that we are going to learn today. Okay, so before that, let me recall all the concepts which I explained to you in our previous classes. Okay, so why? Because they are related to each other. If you are unable to understand what is the electric current, how the electric charges are moved, what is the potential difference, what is electric potential, what is Ohm's law, all these points, then you are unable to understand the circuit diagram and how the resistors works also. So make sure that whenever you sit for the physics classes, make sure you have to revise the previous classes. As I told you in a classes also, if it is possible, pause the video and take the notes which are written. I am going to write it on the board also, right? So that will help you to read before you come for the class. Clear? So let me recall the electric current, potential difference and Ohm's law by asking you few questions. Okay. You guys know yourself that whether you are able to answer the very simple questions I am going to ask, answer the questions or not. Okay. So what is electric current? What is electric current? Yes? Yes, how many of you are able to answer that? What is electric current? The rate of flow of charges. What is, guys? The rate of flow of charges, right? The rate of flow of charges. Okay, what is the how you derive by formula this one? What is the formula to find the current when it is given by charge and time there? That is I is equal to what? Q by T. I is equal to Q by T. What is I here? This is current. Q is charge, right? This one. T is time. T is time, right? Yeah. What is the what is that? What is the instrument it is used to measure electric current? What is the instrument it is used to measure the electric current? Third question. Think yourself. How many are able to answer the question? What is the instrument which is used to measure electric current? Yes, that is ammeter. Yes or no? That is ammeter. Yes. What is the instrument which is used to measure potential difference? What is the instrument which is used to measure potential difference? That is voltmeter. What is that? That is voltmeter. Isn't it? Then what is the SI unit of electric current? What is the SI unit of electric current? As I told you, you can see the definition. formulas are derived by, designed by the definitions only, right? So here, by seeing the formulas, you can say the SI unit also. Okay? Can you tell me what is the SI unit of electric current? SI unit of electric current is what, guys? Ampere. SI unit of electric current is what here? Ampere. Right? So that is denoted by capital A. It is denoted by capital A. What is the SI unit of potential difference? What is the SI unit of potential difference? That is volt. What is the SI unit of potential difference here? That is volt. What is the SI unit of time? Second. What is the SI unit of charge? Coulombs. Yes, SI unit of electric current, you can say it as a coulomb per second also. As I told you, as I explained you, why would it taken it as ampere here? To give honor to the scientist, it is taken it as a ampere. Otherwise, if you go according to our physics theory, according to our NCERT textbook, the SI unit of electric current is coulombs per second. Clear? Yeah. Next, what can I ask you? What is Ohm's law? Yes? What is Ohm's law? A current flowing through a circuit is directly proportional to voltage. A current flowing through a circuit is directly proportional to voltage. Yes or no? Current flowing through a circuit is directly proportional to voltage. Yes, current flowing through a circuit is directly proportional to voltage. So many times it is asked in your exam. Okay, what is Ohm's law? Okay, so here how you will write this one? Current is directly proportional to voltage, isn't it? So here we are having a proportionality sign in between them. As we know that one, we are learning maths from our lower classes, right? So we know that one, if it is a proportionality sign, then you cannot do any calculation there. You cannot find a voltage or current by using the Ohm's law there. So what the next scientists did here, they are going to add some constant in between them so that you can equate them. Isn't it? Don't bar-head anything, guys. Don't bar-head anything. Try to understand the concepts. Okay. So here, what was my point is to explain you. I am trying to convince you guys here why it is taken. It is okay. That is true. That one it is taken as a proportionality sign. It means here current directly proportional to voltage here, right? So here, why it is taken as a proportional? Third class I have explained here. When in a circuit, when you are going to add more and more batteries, automatically current is going to increase. When you are reducing the voltage here, automatically current also reduces. It means here they are proportional to each other. If voltage increases and current also increases. If voltage decreases, current also decreases. Clear? It means here if there is no potential difference, there is no current. Isn't it? If there is no potential difference, there is no current. Current does not exist without potential difference. Okay. So here it is taken like this. If I ask you numerical problems, while doing the numerical problems, they might ask you to find the potential difference or current by using the Ohm's law. Why they will mention that by using the Ohm's law? Because we are having one more formula here to find the current. That is I is equal to Q by T, right? I is equal to Q by T is also there to find the current when the charge and time is given. Okay. But our Ohm's law is what here? Current is directly proportional to voltage here. So by using this means if you are calculating, what you will do with if you are having a proportionality sign in between them, you cannot calculate, no? So at that time you need to take some constant in between them so that you can do calculation, right? So to take that constant, I am going to put a R here. R is the constant, that is resistance. R is the constant and that is resistance. V is equal to Ri. V is equal to Ri. Okay, so here this is the Ohm's law. Okay, this is called here Ohm's law. Okay, so here this was our last class. Okay, so you can make so many. You can alter this formula according to the given points. Okay, if R and I given, then you can take V is equal to R into I. If V and R given, what you need to do here? R is equal to V by I. R is equal to V by I. It means here from right hand side, you are shifting this I from numerator to denominator place. Okay, if V and R it is given, then what you need to do here? I is equal to, right, V by R. I is equal to V by R. These are the different way of taking formulas according to your given in your numerical problems. Isn't it? In your numerical problems. So this is you must know. Okay. So your children have some doubts here children have some doubts here. If they are having so many formulas like this, okay, so they will get confused which formula you need to use when you are having the numerical problems. It depends on what it is given, children. It depends on what it is given in your problem. So what you need to do here, whenever you are solving any verbal problems, you just need to take first a given points. Okay, you need to take a given point. That will be make you easier to solve the problem and to identify the formula which is given. See here you are having I, here you are having I, here you are having here. Obviously, see electric current, everywhere you are having I there. But in the exam also they will ask you find the current. They will ask you find the current. If they ask you find the current, means there is so many formulas are there. Now how you will find out which will be the applicable for that particular problem there. So what you need to do here, definitely without fail, you must write first given. You must write given. Whether it is given V and R, if it is V and R, then you are going to use this formula. If it is R and I, sorry, okay. If it is Q and T, then you are going to use this formula. Okay, one or two problems we have solved now in previous class. Okay, after remaining problems I will do it in the classes, don't worry. So here, these are the different kinds of, different variations of formulas. You have to think yourself, you have to decide yourself according to particular problem which is given in the exam or test, whatever it is. Okay, so first you have to write a given, so that will make you easier to calculate and find out the solution. Clear? This was our previous classes concept which I explained you. This must you have to carry on for the further thing. Today what we are going to learn, that is resistance of a system of resistors. Okay. So here you are having a two two way of connecting the resistors. One is resistance in a series. One is resistors in a series. Resistors in series. I hope this is all clear, guys. Okay, I hope it is all clear. One more formula was there to find the potential difference. What was that? What was that? V is equal to what, guys? W by, V is equal to W by Q, right? V is the potential difference, W is the work done, and Q is the charge. Yeah? Yes, guys? Yeah, this was one more formula was there. Okay. Resistors in a series and resistors in parallel. Resistors in series and resistors in parallel. Okay. First we learned a current, guys. Okay. How it flows. What is the definition of a current? Okay. What is the SI unit of a current? What are the things we need? What are the terms we are going to calculate while doing the current, and we learned in a electric current. Okay. Second comes here potential difference and potential, this one electric potential. Okay. So second point we got to know that one potential difference. What is potential difference? how it depends on the current, how it takes the place in the circuit diagrams also. Okay. Third point it is, while learning about the Ohm's law, we learned that one, what will be the relation between current and potential difference there? What will be the relation between current and potential there? Our conclusion was, after study this concept, our conclusion was, there is a relation between current and potential difference. That is, they both are proportional to each other. They both are proportional to each other. It means here, without a potential difference, current does not exist. Okay, without potential difference, current does not exist. Current is a flow of a charges. Okay, if potential difference is not there, if some external force is not, then obviously current will not flow. So that one, they both are here. What they both are here? Related. How they are related? They are proportional to each other. They are proportional to each other. That we learned in third concept, that was the Ohm's law. That we learned in a third concept, that was the Ohm's law. It means here they both are proportional to each other. Clear? So after that it comes here, yeah, they both are proportional to each other. After, once you get to know that one, they both are proportional to each other, in the proportionality sign, you cannot calculate how much current is there and how much potential difference is there in the circuit by using a Ohm's law. That was the Ohm's law, right? Okay, so we cannot calculate one proportionality sign because we learned that in a previous years we learned in a maths. So there will be equal sign to find out any particular thing, right? So here, to equate them, we are introducing a resistor. To equate them, we are introducing a resistors. Okay, so that resistors, it is constant here. Okay, so here by taking that one, in third concept, we have taken that one. What is that? V is equal to Ri. V is equal to what here? Ri. R is the constant and that is the resistance here. Clear? After third concept, fourth concept comes here. See, while explaining this, I have drawn the circuit diagrams also. How I drawn the circuit diagrams at the time? This is a circuit diagram, very simple circuit diagram. What was the necessary and what was the things I am explaining? Only regarding them, I have particular things I have taken here. Okay, that one, first one was the key I have kept here, and battery obviously, and here a emitter. Okay, here it is plus, here it is minus. As I told you, here if it is a bigger line from this, then this is the direction of a current here. Okay, after that we just completed this circuit diagram. We just kept one bulb here. We just kept one bulb here. Okay, this was our circuit diagram while learning about the electric current. Okay, when it comes to potential difference, I have kept here one voltmeter. When it comes to potential difference, I have kept here one voltmeter. As we know that one voltmeter is instrument that measures the potential difference here, right? So after that, when we come to the Ohm's law, now you are going to introduce a resistors in a circuit. Okay, so there are two methods are there to introducing them in a circuit. That is, one is a series connection, another one is a parallel connection. One is series connection, another one is a parallel connection. This is very easy. I can say this is pretty simple compared to other concept. You just to focus on the board and just to try to understand concept. Very easy. You know that one what is series, you know that one what is parallel. If it comes like this, this is a parallel. If it is going off one after the other, that is the series. So it means what here? Resistors you are connecting one after the other, that is series. Resistors you are connecting one below the other, that is parallel connection. That's it, nothing else. But here we are going to apply, you are going to observe some different conditions. We are going to observe some different conditions. I will give you best application example so that will make you very easier to understand this concept very clearly. Okay. First, we will not go according to theoretically what is there in the tensor textbook. I will just give you one application example that will make you very help you to understand very easily. First, let me draw a series resistors in a series connection. First, let me draw a diagram. The resistors are connected in a series. Okay. So let me start with the battery. Okay. And here a plug key. And here our ammeter. Okay. So now here I'm going to connect. I'm going to take 3 resistors and I'm going to connect one after the other so that you can say this is a series connection of resistors. So that you can say a series connection of a resistance here. I'm going to take, I had taken here 3, no, resistors means that is R. I'm going to take this one as a R1, R2 and a R3. R1, R2 and R3. Okay. So now I'm going to connect voltmeter. I'm going to connect voltmeter. See guys, I cannot show you this how voltmeter looks, how ammeter looks and all in the classes. You do one thing, after the class you just Google them. Even last class also I have told you, I think. You have to just Google them how they exactly look. So that you will get some idea while drawing the this circuit diagram. Okay. Otherwise no problem if you remember this. So here this is our circuit diagram for a resistors connecting in a series. This is our circuit diagram for a connecting resistors in a series. Okay. So can you tell me what you can observe this? What you can observe this in this? Yes guys. So what all the things I had taken here? First one, battery. So that is the main source of a circuit here. That is the current source of a circuit here. So second one, plug key. So that whenever, controllable energy, no? Electricity is a controllable energy. As I told you in a previous class by giving the introduction of this lesson, electricity is a controllable energy. Means whenever you want, you can use it. Whenever you don't want, you can off it. You can turn off that one. So here, obviously we need a key here. Obviously we need a key. So here plug key and the battery, this is the source here and the ammeter, so that you can get to know that how much current is flowing in a circuit. How much current is flowing in a circuit. So that will show this one. And again, after this one, I am going to connect the resistors in a series. First statement is resistors in a series means we are going to connect the resistors one after the other. We are going to connect them one after the other. See, while doing our, my graduation classes, resistors looks like this. Resistors looks like this. There will be a values on this. There will be a values on this. This will be some big boxes will be there. Okay, you can check that one in a Google also. Just you Google them, resistors, you will get to know that one, how they look exactly. So what you are going to do here, you are going to connect them one after the other. It means here, you are going to connect like this. You are going to use the 2 wires and you are going to connect one after the other. This is called a series connection of a resistors. Okay. First statement is we are going to connect them one after the other. That is called a series connection. Okay. This is the first condition. Okay. So before I go for a second condition, let me give you one applicable example. Okay. For example here in Diwali and all. Okay. In Diwali and all, we used to get one, light ಇದು ಫುಲ್ ಇದು ತಗೊಂಡ್ಬರ್ತೀರಲ್ಲ ಮಾಲೆ ತರ. Okay, ಮಾಲೆ ತರ ತಗೊಂಡ್ಬರ್ತೀರಾ. So how it will look guys? How it will be that one? If it is like this, so everywhere you are having the small bulbs. Think that everywhere you are having a small bulbs, isn't it? Only here you are having the switch. Only here you are having some point to switch them, isn't it? So tell me guys, when you take this thing and you are going to connect that one, you are going to apply some current to this one. Tell me one thing, when you switch that to the board and when you switch on the button, when you allow current to flow into that wire, what happens here? Whether all the bulbs are going to glow or only the bulbs which are there very near to the switch, only those bulbs are going to glow there. Are you getting my point guys here? Concentrate here. Just look at it. I hope you can see this one. See, or else I will draw here. See here. Think that here is a bunch of small bulbs. Okay, they are connecting one after the other. Make sure that you have to say the statement of they are connecting one after the other. Here switchboard is there. Okay, here we are having that switch. What to say that one? Okay, so what you need, or what I'm trying to explain you guys this one point is, see, when you connect this one here, when you connect this here, and when you switch on the button, tell me, all the bulbs will glow, all the bulbs are going to glow at the initial stage of switch on the button, or only few bulbs are going to glow there. Are you getting? Deepavali and all, no, we used to get this kind of things, right? So what happens? You were having so many bulbs in that. Okay, tell me whether only 1 or 2, 1 or 3 or 4, 5 bulbs will glow, or remaining, all the bulbs will go. It means here they all are connected one after the other. They all are connected in a series connection, one after the other. What happens, guys? What happens? Yes, definitely all the bulbs are going to glow there. All the bulbs are going to glow. It may be 100, it may be 1,000, it may be 2,000, it may be 10, it may be 2. All the bulbs are going to glow there. Okay. For example, here you are taking one wire and you are connecting one bulb here for this wire. Okay. This will glow. When you switch on the button, this will glow. Okay. What I am doing here, I am going to take another wire and I am going to connect that one for the same for which connected. So this initial wire, and again I am going to connect another bulb here. So what happens, whether this will also glow or not? Yes, it will glow. It will glow. It means here, when you are connected resistors in a series, current remains same. Current remains same. What is here? Current remains same throughout the circuit. Current remains same throughout the circuit. There is no change in the current. There is no change in the current. Clear my point? First point was your resistors are connected in a series, means you are going to connect them one after the other. Okay. Second point is here, current remains same throughout the circuit. How it is, I have explained here. Okay, how it is, I have explained here. So current remains same. Okay. Third point, voltage get distributed. Third point is what here? Voltage gets distributed. Voltage gets distributed. See, as I told you, as I explained to this one, when you are having continuous bulbs, obviously all the bulb will glow. But you can see a little bit difference in the brightness. You can see a little bit difference in the brightness, isn't it? So that is because of what? While explaining about the potential difference, I asked you the question, when you switch on the tubelet, it will take a few seconds to glow. Okay? It depends on the voltage. It depends on the voltage. Here also same thing, guys. Current is flowing. Current is flowing for all the bulbs throughout the circuit, throughout the wire, current is flowing. But the only difference is here voltage. The only difference is what here? Voltage. Voltage gets distributed. Voltage gets distributed. So here voltage gets distributed. So current remains same means what, guys? Here I is equal to, here R1 is there, I can take this one as the I1, R2 is there, I can take it as a I2, R3 is there, I can take it as a I3. Right? So currents remain same means what here? I is equal to I1 is equal to I2 is equal to I3. In all the resistors, currents flowing is same only. Clear? Next comes to voltage get distributed. It means here that might vary comparatively different bulbs. It means here it depends on the voltage. Okay. By seeing their glow, by seeing their brightness of the light, you can say voltage is less or voltage is more there. So voltage get distributed when you are connecting them in a series. When you are connecting them in a series, this will take more voltage and it will pass less voltage to the R2 and R3. Okay, so here voltage get distributed means what here? The total voltage, how you will calculate? V is equal to, for this I am going to take V1, V2 and V3. Okay, don't ask me, ma'am, what is V1, what is 1, 2, 3 there, because you are keeping same things again and again, means you are going to give the name 1, 2, 3, it's like that, no? Yeah, so that is what I did here. So V is equal to what here? V1 plus V2 plus V3. Voltage get distributed, V1 plus V2 plus V3. What is V1 plus V2 plus V3 here? It means here the addition of an individual voltage gives you the total voltage. The addition of individual voltage in the circuit, respective circuit, gives a total voltage in the circuit. So V is equal to V1 plus V2 plus V3. Okay, this is the third point. Okay. So then next one is equivalent resistance is sum of individual resistance. Fourth point is here equivalent resistance is sum of individual sum of individual resistance. Sum of individual resistance. Yeah. What is this fourth statement meaning here, guys? Equivalent resistance is sum of individual resistance. What is equivalent resistance here? R. Okay. Sum of individual resistance means what here? That is R1, R2, R3. So R1 plus R2 plus R3. So that is equivalent resistance. If you want to find equivalent resistance of this means that is sum of individual resistance. What are the individual resistance here? R1, R2, R3. Sum you have to do here. So we are connecting the resistance in a series. So I am going to take this one as a RS. I am going to take this one as a RS. Okay. So this is a fourth point here. So first one, series combination resistors are connected one after the other. Here you can write series combination connecting one after the other. What is here? Connecting one after the other. Okay, these 4 points you need to keep it in your mind to do the numerical problems and to understand this one. Okay. How it gets, let me explain you this. Okay, how it gets, let me explain this. But the point is here, you have to understand this one, all the 4 points, how they work when you are connecting them in a series. Clear? The first point is here, when you are connecting resistors in a series means you are going to connect them one after the other. Second point is here, if the resistors are connected in a series in a circuit, current same throughout the circuit. Current same, the flowing current is same throughout the circuit here. The current remains same. The third point is here, voltage get distributed. Third point is here, voltage get distributed. That is V is equal to V1 plus V2 plus V3. Clear? So the fourth point is what here? If you want to find the equivalent resistance, then that is the sum of individual resistance. Equivalent resistance is equal to the sum of individual resistance. Means here R is equal to R. Yes, I am going to take because the resistors are connected in a series. So RS is equal to R1 plus R2 plus R3. You will get how much total resistance is there in a respective circuit there. Clear? Clear, guys, this much? Okay. So sometime in the exam, okay, this. Sometime in the exam, they will ask you to derive RS is equal to R1 plus R2 plus R3. Let us get to know how we get this formula. Let us get to know how to get this formula by using the Ohm's law. By using a Ohm's law. Okay, so here now we are going to study about how how Ohm's law can be applied to combination resistors. Okay, let us see that one. Potential difference V is equal to sum of potential difference. That is, as I told you now, potential difference. I will give you this one PDF, guys. The proof. In wordings also I have written, in numerical also I have written. Okay, in the notes I will give you that one as a PDF. Now you just sit and try to understand. So potential difference V is, as I told you already here. Okay, potential difference V is sum of the potential difference, that is V1, V2 and V3. So you can write this one, V is equal to V1 plus V2 plus V3, right? V is equal to what? V1 plus V2 plus V3 here. So here current through each circuit is I. Current through, what is the current here? Current through each circuit is I. Current through each circuit is here what? I. Applying Ohm's law. Here what we need to do for these two conditions, we are going to apply in Ohm's law. Applying Ohm's law. What is our Ohm's law here? Current is directly proportional to, what is our Ohm's law, guys? Here current is directly proportional to voltage, right? So here this is our Ohm's law. So when you take the resistance, it will become constant. So we can write this in the form of V is equal to R into T, right? V is equal to IR. V is equal to IR. Applying Ohm's law, three resistors separately. So what I am doing here, I am going to apply the Ohm's law for all the three resistors. Okay, applying Ohm's law for three resistors. Clear? So what do we get here? V1 is equal to I R1, right? V2 is equal to I R2. V3 is equal to I R3. Are you following, guys? V potential difference is getting distributed, so it is taken as a V1, V2 and V3. Okay, current remains same in all the resistor, throughout the circuit, that is I only, and different resistors are, that is R1. Current remains same, voltage getting distributed, and R1, R2, R3. So what you are doing here, applying Ohm's law for all the three resistors. So it means here you are going to add applying this Ohm's law, right? So what will be our conclusion here? When you get IR is equal to 1 IR1 IR, see, V is equal to, it is getting distributed. Now we are going to take this one. So IR is equal to IR1 plus IR2 plus IR3. Take I common from both the sides, so that will get a cancel. Take I common from both the sides, LHS and RHS side, that will get a cancel. So what is our conclusion here? RS is equal to R1 plus R2 plus R3. RS is equal to what here? R1 plus R2 plus R3. When the resistors combination in a series means, how you will find the total resistance here? By adding the individual resistance. This was how you got here. Only two conditions. Current remains same, voltage gets distributed. Current remains same, voltage gets distributed. By using them, you can say this one, RS is equal to R1 plus R2 plus R3. RS is equal to R1 plus R2 plus R3, guys. Clear? I hope this concept is cleared for you guys. Okay. So resistors in parallel connection we'll see in the next class. Okay, resistors in a parallel connection we can see in the next class. Okay, take care. And if you want, you can take a screenshot, or if you want, you can write this all the 4 points. These are very important. If you understand this one, you can easily do this one. Okay, sometimes they might ask you by using the Ohm's law, derive Rs is equal to R1 plus R2 plus R3. Clear? Understand the concept? It will be very easy to do. Don't buy anything. Okay? Yeah. Take care of yourself and see you in the next class.